Today's episode of The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown is brought to you by Jeanette McKenzie, Realtor at Forest Hill Signature, Jewelry Forever at jewelryforever.ca, and Beautified by Romina. Enjoy the show.
Broadcasting live from Glenmore Record Studios in Toronto, this is The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown, your Sunday morning talk show with interesting guests, live musical performances, and the most fun you can fit in your coffee cup. Hosted by Scott Dion Brown and Regine Alaina, this is The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Me. Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 231 of The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown. It's a beautiful Sunday morning, and the DVP's closed. Northbound.
For those in the city, yes.
I found that out the hard way this morning, but luckily I had left early, so I was still able to get here on time. But the DVP was closed. There's cyclists. There's some kind of bike ride going on. Anyways, hi everybody. Welcome to the show. I am your host, the one, the only, Scott Dion Brown, joined by the greatest co-host in all of the galaxy, the one, the only,
Regine Alaina. Happy Sunday. Happy Biker Day to those biking. Probably for a good cause, too.
Yeah, it's one of those,
charity
all out
bike rides.
Bike
rides, yes.
We know what's going on.
We do.
How was your week, Regine?
My week was busy. First off, happy birthday to JDL, Josie DeLeon.
Oh, happy birthday, Josie.
I went to her surprise birthday party yesterday and was honored to MC for her. So happy birthday to her.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, and then what else did I do this week? We had the pageant sit down, and I think that was my week. I did a lot of pageant coaching, actually, which was nice.
Cool.
Yeah, busy. How was your week?
What did I get up to? Oh, well, yesterday, the biggest thing.
You went shopping?
Well, I did. I got this Street Fighter shirt.
Yes.
I got a Street Fighter shirt, and I thought I'd wear it today. Looks cool. I saw Oppenheimer, and I saw it in 70 millimeter film. It's an actual film projection. IMAX.
Yeah.
The largest film stock ever produced. One of only 30 cinemas worldwide who was showing the film in that format, and I saw it.
Yeah, I heard that. My husband and brother-in-law were talking about wanting to watch it, but they couldn't find a theater in IMAX that was airing it because of Barbie.
Yes. Well, also, I mean, there are literally only two cinemas. There's Vaughan and Mississauga.
Oh, Scotiabank's not playing it.
Not in 70 millimeter IMAX. You can see it in IMAX, but it's digital, or you can see it in 70 millimeter, but it's the rectangular screen, not the big square screen.
Oh, I watched a movie this week too.
What'd you watch?
Elementals.
Oh, how was it? Was it any good?
It's so good.
It was good?
It is. I forgot that was this week.
Better than Zootopia?
Yeah.
Oh. Better than Inside Out?
No. Nothing beats Inside Out. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Okay.
But you know who else also watched a movie this week?
Yeah, we got to bring them in, talk
Yeah,
about our
our
guests.
guests, yeah.
All right, so our guests today are two fantastic singers.
They are.
And they're going to tell us about it, but there was a concert coming up where you're going to be able to see these two perform along with others as well. So let's just bring them in here. Everybody, please give a warm sit-down welcome to Lysa Grace and Pearly Ellarde. Hello.
Hey everyone, what it do?
I love that you guys are twinning right now.
Yeah,
Yes,
completely
unplanned.
unplanned. Yes,
We did not get the all black memo.
Yeah.
but you got somewhat color coding. See, there's some
There's some red in
there's
your
some red,
flowers.
there's some red.
Yeah, we always
We always do.
We always pre-plan
That's
everything.
chemistry right there.
Yeah.
Totally,
It's all
always. No, I think what throws me off is when we both don't wear the pageant sit down. Whoops, the sit down
down.
shirts for like the longest time, and then we both randomly wear it one day.
Yeah, it's like we're
That's
both
what
kind of
throws
like.
me off.
Wow.
Yeah, I think what happens is it's something like, oh, we both kind of realize, oh, it's kind of been a while since we've worn the sit-down shirts. Okay, let's wear it, and
Yeah.
it happens to be the same Sunday.
Same
Love
day.
it.
Works
You're
out
in sync.
sometimes.
I love it.
Yeah.
But anyways, welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
I have not seen you in a very long time.
Yeah, it's been a very long time. I swear we're like the same size now.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yes.
I know. So a backstory. Actually, it's kind of fitting considering we had the Miss Philippines PIDC finalists last week.
Yep.
And you and I met when we were both part of PIDC in 2010.
Long ways, long ways.
Yeah, you were in the Little Miss.
I was Little Miss. Yes,
I
it was
think we were
2010.
the same shoe size back then.
Were we?
I think so. That was one of the things where your mom was like, "Oh, you can borrow at the shoes," and I was like, "You can if you want."
What's your size now?
I'm an 8.5.
Yeah, I'm a size 10 now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been 10 years, so.
Wait, size 10
Yeah.
and you're still taller than me?
Yeah. My mom has bigger feet and she's smaller than me.
Whoa. So, like, do you ever lose balance?
No, I feel like my feet are average for my height.
Really?
I think so. I never lose balance.
Okay.
That's a lie, but I mean, I never lose balance.
I mean, yeah, as a runway, like, you walk all the time in heels, so I hope you have good balance.
I hope so too.
Yes.
So tell us about this concert that's coming up.
Okay, so next month, August 27, I am, for the first time, producing my own kind of mini concert, but it's mostly a recital for all of my private students.
Oh.
Because I've been a private coach for some time now, about like 5 years. And I recently just graduated at U of T, so I kind of wanted to, I guess, grow and make a big move for myself as not just a singer, but as a coach, as a musical director, and all that stuff, because I'll be featuring a live band as well in my set,
Cool.
and for some of my students.
Love
It's going to be at the Stage Magna in Scarborough on August 27 at 5 p.m.
We were just
Cool.
talking about that venue because that's where.
That's where the PIDC pageant is going to be, right?
That's correct.
Awesome.
So, Pearly, how did you find Lysa?
So actually, we had a performance for Moira de la Torre's concert, and
Ooh.
Ate was actually our musical director. So she arranged all of our medleys and mashups for both of the days.
Oh, look at
It was a
that.
2-day concert, and basically after that, we had to like rehearse with her and practice with her. But besides from that, I found that she was a really good coach, especially since I've never really had coaching before. So I decided to like become one of her students right after.
That's awesome.
So basically, like, the bar was really low.
No, it was not.
I've never had coaching before. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, so then coaching. I've known you as just a singer, like
Yes.
solo singer. You perform everywhere. Why coaching?
So I've always been someone that loves challenges, and I get bored easily. And I don't like being stagnant. And for anyone that knows me, I'm a huge workaholic in everything in my life. So, I mean, it got to a point where the opportunity actually came up and someone had asked me, and I knew I wanted to go into music anyway. So I was also going to university for music, and so I took a pedagogy course to really learn about the voice and the body, and from there it really inspired me. So my first private student is Ariel Fina, which I know was on your show as well.
yeah, she was
She
on
was
recently.
just here, yeah.
Yes,
Yep.
so she was actually my first private student, I think. Yes, I believe so. It was a long time, 2018.
Oh.
And then from there it just kind of expanded, and I love it because it challenges me. Obviously it's different to do it, but to actually teach it is a whole new type of anatomy. I feel like to have to understand how your body works, your voice works, and try to communicate that to someone and try to get it out of them is a whole thing. And of course everyone comprehends things differently, so to try to get their communication, their comprehension, their style and all of that it's a huge challenge, and it's taught me so much even about my own singing. I find that nowadays, like, because of that, I don't even practice as much as I used to. Like, I practice, in the car on the way to wherever I have to go, and during lessons, because I warm up with my students. So
Makes
it's
sense.
like really nice. Yeah.
Awesome.
So now that you've been working with a lot of students, have you found when you work with young singers or newer singers, is there like something you often find? Is there something in common that a lot of newer singers, like maybe mistakes that they're making with their voice that you find pretty frequently, or is every singer very different? How have you found it?
A huge thing is, for any stage of singing that you're in, you're a product of your environment, right? So I find that a lot of, especially the newer singers that don't understand how their own voice works, they end up emulating the songs that they listen to.
Yeah.
And I find that a lot. So a lot of my first sessions with students is finding their own voice and not the singers that they've been listening to growing up. Also things like kind of debunking myths, like breaking myths about the voice and the speaking voice and how they're related. So it's very technical but also spiritual at the same time for the first lesson. Yeah.
Can you explain that? How do you speaking voice versus
Yeah.
explain that, because I'm just like, what?
Of course, because so usually when people are first starting out, they see the speaking voice as this kind of, I mean, the singing voice is like this whole different part of you, a whole different thing that you have to put on, but really it's an extension of your speaking voice. So what I like to do is to get to know their speaking voice first, and then we'll say, okay, like let's expand that a little bit and now put it into the singing voice. So it's using the speaking mannerisms and all of that stuff as your basis and your foundation. And I feel like by doing that with each student, that's when you really get a sense of identity from them, because that's going to be their foundation when they sing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, it took me I never really had a singing coach outside of, like, I guess, high school, like, vocal class, but, like, it took me a long time to figure out. I had this weird idea that if I didn't feel like I was pushing hard all the time, I felt like I was doing something wrong. And so it was almost like this idea that, like, if I was just singing comfortably, then it felt like it didn't sound right.
Not from the diaphragm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I realized, it took me a long time to realize, no, sometimes you can just, it's like, for example, I always felt the need that I had to be, like, pushing to the very edge of my range all the time to show people. But then I realized a lot of people don't really, like, if you're not hitting it nicely, it doesn't really...
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's another myth that I try to break very early on with my students, and is very common with the younger students too, is that preconceived notion that you have to belt to impress. Especially growing up in a Filipino family, it's hard because the Filipino culture, everyone can sing, everyone can
just
belt.
talking about that.
There you go. So yes, obviously that's, it shows on the young generations, because that's what that's what I listened to growing up. Whitney Houston, Celine Dion.
That's how you used to be.
Exactly.
Yep.
I sang And I'm Telling You and The Voice Within. I sang Christina Aguilera as a 10-year-old, and I look back and I'm like, why did I feel like I had to do that? So that's the thing, is like, because they don't know their own voices yet, their own style, they go based off of what has already worked for people, instead of trying to find their own voice. So no, you don't have to belt to impress.
Yeah.
It's like they sing it in karaoke and the parents are like, oh my god, you did so
Exactly.
good, and then you're like, okay, I guess this is what I have to sing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, I know I didn't really realize what I was doing wrong until I had kind of heard myself recorded a few times. And then you start to realize, because even something that you think sounds good in the room as you're yelling it, and
Of course.
As you're yelling it.
yeah,
Keyword.
because I was really, like, kind of trying to yell everything. Like, if I wasn't, I felt like I was doing something wrong. And then I finally started to actually listen to myself, and, like, also it was when I started recording my own music and actually producing stuff, then I was like, I realized, okay, no, you got to find that sound that kind of sounds nice in the microphone and all that stuff. But it was,
Love that.
could have used an actual vocal coach, I think.
Well, there you go. You got one right in front of you.
No, I like that you're self-aware. It takes a lot. A lot of my students have to, like, really work it in them to be self-aware and to be able to reflect. And even the whole recording yourself, I told Pearly to do that too, like, to record yourself, listen back to it, and study your recordings.
Yeah.
Let's just dive in real quick. There is a chat. Chike
Oh, Chike Hazel, what's up? Welcome.
says good morning,
Welcome.
and I know that I could see it here. There are a bunch of you who are tuned in. First off, thank you for spending your Sunday morning, or evening, depending on where you are in the world with us. If you would like to leave a hello chat to our wonderful guests, please leave it.
Or if you have
down below.
any questions for them or us, please
Yes.
send them our way. We were talking about it off the top. So you
Movies.
saw Barbie,
I did.
Come
and
on, Barbie, let's
thoughts
go
on Barbie. No spoilers, but thoughts on Barbie.
No spoilers. I don't know how you can spoil Barbie though, but so I went into it, obviously, I probably like everyone else, very nostalgic. I was like, oh, this is interesting. Like, she was literally a doll, but I want to see the concept that they go with.
Yeah.
And the trailer looked so good. The reviews look good. I heard people cried, and I'm a huge crier when it comes to movies. So I'm like, if a movie can make me cry, I'm sold, you know?
Yeah.
I went in, it was like 10:20 p.m. last night.
Okay.
And it's a 2-hour movie, and I won't spoil anything, but I will say I was expecting a little bit more. I may have fallen asleep a couple of times.
Oh,
but
okay.
to be fair, the actors were amazing. I feel like all of them really showed a different part of them that I didn't see, like Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling. I never expected him to do something like Ken's kind of caliber. Like, it was so, how do I explain it was very, like, he was very funny but corny at the same time, but in a cute way. Like, it was really, it wasn't forced. It didn't feel forced. And Simu Liu was in it, and I didn't know he could dance. Did you guys know he could dance?
I knew
he was a very physical, moving type of guy.
He could do all things at this point.
What can he not do is what I want to know.
So he can sing, he can
play
act,
the guitar, he can
crazy.
All-rounder.
He's a superhero.
would you recommend the movie to people, or what do you think?
I would recommend it to people. A lot of people loved it. You know, it got good reviews. Even in the theater, a lot of people were going, "Oh, that was a good movie." For me, I would say I feel like it was just, there wasn't enough element of surprise for me. I like a good thriller, or like something that's like it sticks with your psyche type of thing. It makes you think about it. So yeah, but it's a nice feel good movie.
So I've seen on Facebook where people are like, oh, I've heard mixed reviews. Should I or should I not bring my kids?
Oh. I don't know. Is it a kid?
It's pretty kid friendly, I would say. Yeah, I don't think there was anything.
Because I think the rating is like PG-13 or something.
There are like subtle things that get said, but it's nothing too.
Like, what have kids not heard?
Like, kids won't like even understand it or whatever.
Exactly. Like, they don't even. I don't think they even kiss. No, they don't kiss.
Spoiler, no kissing.
Okay, that's not a spoiler.
But like, do Ken and Barbie actually ever kiss, or do we make them kiss? Like, let's be real.
I'm sure many kids have made them kiss many times.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they've ever actually you never actually see it on screen.
And how did you feel seeing a Filipina Barbie?
I didn't even catch that.
Oh.
I heard about it though.
But there's no like distinction.
It wasn't even anything
okay.
serious.
Yeah.
No, I think it was just like when they were showing all the Barbies, they were showing a bunch of different colored Barbies. But I never actually like picked up. It wasn't like a big character.
Got it.
But I also wanted to say the question that you asked, like, it's questions like that the movie does target, I will say. Yeah. So it does open your eyes to a lot of things for sure.
Interesting. Okay. It's not like Spider-Man where there's like full-on Tagalog in the middle of the movie and everyone's like, what the hell?
Maybe for the parts that I fell asleep, but no.
Oh my god.
I might watch it again. I want to give it a chance.
Watch it not at 10 p.m.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I'm just, this is the first time, I guess, it's also been tied in with Oppenheimer, right? Because there's the Barbenheimer meme where everybody, have you seen any of that?
No.
Like, there's basically been, because they came out on the same day, that there were a lot of memes being made, being like, these basically two movies have kind of been promoted together. So there are a lot of cool memes of like Barbenheimer, like somebody made like a trailer for Oppenheimer, but in the style of the Barbie movie. And you know, so but this has been the first time, I can't even remember the last time I've seen like people excited about going to a movie, you know, in theaters.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. What was
Mario? Everyone was excited. There was like a big hype around Mario.
There was, but I don't think it was like necessarily to go see it in theaters.
So what, Endgame was the last one, you think?
Maybe. It was definitely pre-pandemic, I think.
I think Minions was a big one.
I liked Minions a lot.
Maybe. Okay, it could be that I'm outside of the children's movies, but
no, there were a couple. So I actually love going to the movies. I go very frequently with my boyfriend. That's like our go-to date. Are you a club member? Am I a club member? Actually, recently, yes.
Cine Club member?
Cine Club, but I also love Landmark. Have you guys tried Landmark?
You go to, or no?
I don't know. What is Landmark?
It's like a theater, but it's not Cineplex. It's just like but it's really big. I love it.
Oh, I know Imagine Cinemas. That's they used to be Rainbow. Imagine Cinemas, I think, owns all of those, but maybe Landmark's another one.
Maybe, maybe.
I go to Imagine Cinemas because it's the one kind of near us, and it's a good one. But we have some questions. Okay, Chike Hazel asks, I have a question. Don't you guys get nervous singing in front of thousands of people, or like do you all get used to it?
I don't sing in front of
Why don't you
thousands
answer
of
this? She
people.
actually just recently started performing.
Yeah, tell us.
So I started performing around, it's going to be 1 year next week.
Oh.
So I've had a few performances. Some of them have been like a little bit over 1,000 people.
Yes.
Nice.
So I've always been on the shyer side, so being in front of people and talking like this, or even like singing in front of people, has always been a hard thing for me. So I still get nervous before performances. It never gets better, really, especially like once I'm right at the right before going on to the stage, it really like gets to me for a little bit. But once I'm on stage and I see that the people are like, they can't really do anything about it once you're on the stage.
Yeah.
So I just go for it and try my best.
Nice.
Amazing.
Yeah, I think that little feeling of nervousness right before you go on, that still hits me all the time. And like, I don't think it ever, in fact, actually, I think it would be a bad thing if it went away, because I think that moment of nervousness kind of focuses you a little bit.
I agree.
And the adrenaline hits, and you're just like, whoop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then once the actual performance starts, you kind of just do it.
Yeah.
It's cool.
How about you?
Same for me. I mean, I always tell my students the nerves are probably never going to go away because that's like instilled. That's a you thing, right? And
Yeah.
I feel like people just get better at hiding it or better at dealing with it. So with me, for example, that little kick I get before the performance, I huge on breathing. You just got to remember to breathe all the time. We always forget the most basic thing. But also I use that adrenaline and I use it towards kind of like a good kick.
Yeah.
Like, of course, sorry mom and dad if you're listening, but it's like when you get a shot and you're just like feeling that like buzz of like, oh wow, that was like a good like a good
Yeah.
kick to
Just,
the
like,
night.
goes
Yes. Exactly.
Cool. Yeah. I find if I'm nowadays, I don't like the only time I'm nervous before a show is if I feel like I'm not as prepared as I want to be. I found that so let's say like maybe I got hired, my band has to perform, and we've been hired to do like 10 songs, but I know that I wish I knew these a little bit better. Like, it's usually the situation where like I would love to get to the point where like even if I was completely hammered, super drunk, I could still like play the songs because I know them so well. But sometimes you don't have enough time to get to that point. And so when I'm like getting on stage, if I have to kind of remember stuff, that's where I'm kind of a little bit like nervous. But if I'm doing something that I've done a million times, there's that a little bit of nerves right before I go on, just like, oh, I'm about to go in front of these people.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, I'm kind of...
Do you get nervous emceeing?
Again, that moment before I walk on stage, and then you start talking to people, and then you kind of get the vibe with the crowd, and then it melts away. But it's always, there's just that split second before of like that. I don't know if it's like, I don't even know what it is. It's like, what are they going to do? Are they going to, but it's just that moment I'm about to go out there. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. Just, good question, Chica Hazel. There you go.
Thank you.
And then Ariel Perez is in the chat, says, hi guys, I wish I could be there. And Monzon Media says, morning Scott and Regine, hello Lisa and Pearly.
Hi.
Thanks for watching.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Smash the like button if you haven't yet. Or boop it. Boop. That's right. Boop it. Just finishing up the movie talk we were just having. So you say, yes, people should watch Barbie. And you haven't seen it yet, Pearly?
I have not seen it.
Have you watched any recent movies?
No, I haven't really. I watched. What is that movie? The Little Mermaid, the live action.
So good. I love
I cried
The Little
for that
Mermaid.
too.
I loved
So,
it.
have you watched it yet?
I haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna that one I'm gonna watch on streaming. I've been burned too many times.
Yeah,
Regine.
he is indifferent with the live
action
actions.
Oh.
Yeah. So here's how I'm looking at it. I'm saying I'm going to watch this one on streaming because I haven't liked any of the live action remakes. And if I like this one, the next remake, then I can go watch it in theaters.
That's
I
fair.
feel like the next live action would be Moana.
That'd be a good one to see.
I want to see. I can't wait for that one. The Little Mermaid was good.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you all watched Little Mermaid because I've been holding out on talking.
Okay, yeah,
about
let's
it.
let's quickly so all three of you big fans of the live action remake of Little Mermaid.
I wouldn't say am a big fan of it, but I did like it.
How does it compare to the animated?
You can't compare. It's different. The storyline is different, I would say.
Better?
Ladies.
Okay. I mean, I think I'm hearing the
No,
answer.
it's a good movie. I just don't want to spoil it. It's a good movie. It's just the storyline was changed a little bit.
Yeah.
So you can't really compare original classic
For sure.
Disney to this remake because it's not the same.
If you meet somebody and they can only watch one or the other, which one do they watch?
In this day and age, the live action.
So you think that a person it would be better for them to watch the other one? The live action, sorry?
In terms of what I think they'll appreciate, yes, because I have tried, even with little kids, when I'm trying to get them to sing songs, they don't like to sing Disney songs anymore.
Oh, really?
It's so fascinating to see the difference in the generations. It's like they really don't appreciate the old Disney like classic movies. Even like little ones, I'll be like, "Have you watched The Lion King?" They're like, "What's that?"
What is wrong with their parents?
For
It's not.
real,
It's
it's a
not.
parent's
It's not
crazy.
the kids. What parent is not letting?
Because they're all watching Coco Melon, Paw Patrol, like all the new cartoons.
I
It's so
see.
sad.
But wait, but do you think that they just haven't seen it, or they've been shown it and they didn't like it?
Some of them didn't like it, but most of them just haven't seen it. So it's a parent thing for sure.
I guess it's a generational
Okay,
thing.
Pearly, would you suggest classic or?
Live action.
Personally, I would suggest the live action one just because I feel like people would prefer to see it more than the animated, especially like younger kids. I feel like they already see so many, like Cocomelon's literally an animated thing, so I feel like it's good to get them the real people version.
See,
Interesting.
I love the classic Little Mermaid. I have watched the Little Mermaid and Little Mermaid 2 nonstop, even on Disney Plus. I think that's why for me it's harder for me to say watch the live action.
For sure.
Because it's you'll always. I mean, I guess I'm the
I
same
am
with Beauty and
always
the Beast.
an Ariel, redhead, mermaid through and through. Yeah,
Yeah.
similar to why Beauty and the Beast was harder for you because you love Belle, and Belle is different in live.
Well, it's not. Yeah, it's not just. That's a huge thing actually.
Oh, so you didn't like like Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella, any of those live?
I'll say I haven't seen Cinderella, and I have heard Cinderella is good, but I haven't
I like
seen
Cinderella.
It was,
It was
okay.
pretty.
It was okay. It was pretty good.
But so I've seen.
He didn't like Aladdin.
I didn't like Aladdin.
Oh, I
Actually,
didn't
I will
either.
say.
I
will
did.
say I didn't hate Aladdin, but I don't think it even holds a candle to the original.
You know what I think it is? I think we are comparing it too much to the originals.
But I think that's a fair comparison.
But the originals are like 1993.
Okay.
We are now in like 2023.
Yeah. But what does that? But that doesn't. But even if that's when it was from, it's.
No, I know, but I mean like we were talking about Little Mermaid 1 versus Little Mermaid versus live action.
Yeah.
It's different. They both recommended the live action because of where we are now in 2023.
Yeah.
But if you were to ask me which one hits the most, it's classic. Because, well, for one, it's the original. I don't think anything has ever really beat any original, any remake,
No.
any,
That's true.
you know, because we already have the standard in our heads. We have the classic, the traditional way of things.
Yep.
And obviously nowadays the remake is everything is always adjusted to what's relevant and timely in our generation.
Yes.
Hence the whole controversy with the Little Mermaid and like all these colors now and like all those things.
Yep.
And not even to say that any of that is invalid, but to compare it to back then where there weren't really any issues. It was literally just you put it on, you love the music, you love the princess, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
It's a different feeling. It's nostalgic, and we grew up on it, so it's hard. Yeah.
You know what I saw the other day? It was on, I think, Facebook, where it was like this generation of Disney and Pixar kids,
Yep.
they're healing the generational trauma in their movies. Like that seems to be the big theme. Like Encanto, Coco, Turning Red. A lot of it is
Yeah, there's
healing
definitely
the
a lot.
generational trauma. And I'm like,
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah. I guess that's probably accurate.
I loved Coco.
me too.
Me too.
it was so
Cried.
good.
Yeah, I cried a lot in Coco.
You know Snooki from Jersey Shore?
Yeah.
So she did that, that old, the age app where it's like you look.
Okay.
She's like, why do I look like Coco? Like, she does look like, I have to find it. She does look like Coco.
Nice. Amanda Jose in the chat. Hi, Pearly. Your Tito Jr. is proudly watching you here in the Philippines.
Thank you. Yay.
Magandang gabi.
Yes.
Hello.
Magandang gabi po.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's very nice. Chikai Hazel, did you guys watch Fast and Furious 10? Did you guys watch that?
I did.
want to.
I did
Did?
not.
Did you like it?
No.
Oh, no.
No, it was one of those where it was overhyped for me.
I can't even remember the last Fast and Furious movie I watched, so I'm so
I've
far
watched
behind.
all of them.
Really? Even the most recent?
Not the most recent. That's why I'm like, I want to watch the most recent.
So do you like the series? I guess you do.
I guess so. I guess
It's a
I
good
do.
series.
I don't watch a lot of movies. And that's why you're probably like, you watch all of them?
But you make sure you stay up on those Fast and Furious
Why
movies.
not?
I don't know. I'm glad that they're back. I just find it so funny because it was like they made the first one, and that was popular, and the second one was like not very popular, and that way the second one was so not popular that the third one was like a straight to DVD. Like it wasn't even in theaters. The third one, the Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift wasn't in theaters?
No, that's why. Like, remember the star of it is like a guy that kind of looks like Paul Walker, but he's not Paul Walker. It was all a bunch of like no-name actors, except for Vin Diesel has that little cameo at the end. It was a made-for-TV movie, basically. And then somehow it was like...
What I think Tokyo Drift was in theaters.
I don't know. Because what's happened now is then they came out like years later with like, they got the original cast back. And everyone was like, whoa, they got the original cast back. And I was like, but this series died. Like, nobody liked this series. But now I guess enough time had gone by. And now it's just become this huge thing. And I'm actually happy about it because they are fun movies, but it's funny to think.
I think it's like they said it was like the longest, not series, longest. Would you call it a series? Franchise with the same original actors.
Franchise, I guess it would be franchise. Cinematic universe.
Yeah, that's true. I think it was funny too because all the memes that you see about Vin Diesel and family, it ruined it for me. I should not have looked at any of those memes because watching it, I was with who was I with? I was with my boyfriend and his friends, and anytime Vin Diesel said anything about family, we all just the whole theater just broke out in laughter because it was so like cheesy and forced.
Well, but the problem is like the memes exist because like it is like mentioned a lot in the movies, right?
We do anything for family.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
But it's better he said family than I am Groot.
Oh, God. And almost getting fired for not saying it right.
Yeah.
Like,
is that true? I didn't hear about
that's
that.
what I read. I don't know if it's actually true, but they almost fired him for messing up I am Groot.
Oh.
He has one line.
He literally had one job.
I am Groot.
Wow. I will say this, what's kind of cool about the Fast and Furious franchise is like I'm pretty sure Vin Diesel, like I think he owns like the rights to it, and so like that whole that whole series is basically being made by like his like hard work. He's putting it together, and I respect that, and I know he also cares a lot about the Riddick series, the Chronicles of Riddick, that character. Anyway, I think he wants to make another one of those as well. So he's very much, Vin Diesel is pretty inspiring in terms of like just pushing to get his projects done. So
love it.
That's cool.
You know what else is cool? Our advertisers.
All right, yeah. And then I guess, so obviously you guys are both singers and you have a concert coming up. So we do want to hear some performances today as well. So why don't we do the ad break? And then
as we do that, Pearly, you can go set up.
Get yourself ready to perform. So if you want to make your way over to the microphone. Don't say anything in the mic because it's still on, but you can just go over there and be there, I guess.
Got it.
And we, in the meantime, will take care of the ad break. Ladies and gentlemen, today's episode of the Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown is brought to you by some very important people. They, of course, are our advertisers. They make this show possible. So why don't we just find out who they are?
Who are they?
Who indeed? Ladies and gentlemen, the Toronto real estate market is growing and changing every day. In these challenging times, you need someone in your corner.
Jeanette McKenzie, Realtor at Forest Hill Signature, is committed to looking out for you. She'll go the extra mile to ensure you have all the information you need to make a decision you can feel confident about. Purchasing a home is one of the biggest financial investments you'll make in life. Don't leave it to chance. Call Jeanette McKenzie at Forest Hill Signature. She's my realtor. That's right, the place I'm living in right now. She helped me find it. She's my realtor, and she could be yours. Call today at 416-523-0408 or email at jmckenziehomes@gmail.com. Jewelry forever. Conveniently located at CF Markville Shopping Center on 5000 Highway 7 East Markham. They do custom-made jewelry, repairs, and change watch batteries, all done on site. Jerry at Jewelry Forever is an absolute artist. Do you have a vision for something custom and beautiful you'd like made? Or maybe some of your jewelry got damaged and you need something repaired. He's the man to do it, and we have an amazing deal worked out with them, don't we, Regine?
Yes, we do. If you go in and let them know that Scott and Regine sent you, you'll get 15% off your entire purchase.
That's right, 15%, 15% off. Mention the show. Tell them Scott and Regine sent you. Find out more at jewelryforever.ca, and also follow them on Instagram and TikTok to get some cool behind-the-scenes videos.
Yeah.
Beautified by Romina.
Internationally trained hair and makeup artist. She is the official hair and makeup artist of the Sit Down. As you can see, she did our hair and makeup for our photo shoot, but she also does our hair and makeup when we go MC in live events, doesn't she, Scott?
That's right. Even if you went on vacation and got a horrible sunburn on your nose, just your nose for some reason, do you look strange? Maybe you need to look like a human again. Beautified by Romina, everybody.
Yes, so she does hair and makeup for not just the Sit Down, but also for weddings, different events, pageants, corporate headshots. You need to feel good about yourself and want to look good. Reach out to her. Beautified by Romina on Instagram and Facebook.
That's right. And if you would like to advertise on the show, it's very easy, right, Regine?
It's simple. All you guys have to do is email us at radioshowad, that's radioshowad@gmail.com.
There you go. That's right. We do this show live, everybody. And we also do the ads live week to week. What does that mean? It means you can personalize them week to week. Do you have an event, a sale, something happening at a particular time in a particular place? You let us know. We let your potential client base know in real time. It's a great way to build a brand new relationship with a brand new audience. Get in touch. Radio Show Ad, radioshowad@gmail.com. And we're back.
We're back.
And everybody, we are delighted to have... two fantastic singers here in the studio today, and we're about to hear from one of them.
Philippines, I hope you're ready.
Yeah, that's right. People watching around the world.
Tito
Please.
Jr., I hope you're still tuned in.
Yeah, that's right. Please give a warm sit-down applause to
Sorry.
to Pearly Ellarde. Take it away.
Woo!
one they had way back when they were too young to know when love was real. But somehow some things never change, and even time hasn't cooled the flame. It's burning even brighter than it did before. It got another chance, and if they take it, maybe this time it'll be love and they'll find. Maybe now they can be more than just friends. She's back in his life, and it feels so right. Maybe this time love won't end. She smiles like she used to smile way back then. She feels like she used to feel way back when they tried. But something kept them waiting for this magic moment. Oh, maybe this time it'll be love and they'll find. Maybe now they can be more than just friends. Whoa, she's back in his life, and it feels so right. Maybe this time, maybe this time, love won't end. Thank you.
Yay! That was Pearly Ellarde. Congratulations.
Thank you,
Well
thank
played.
you.
Lots of love in the chat, actually. Aries the Ram says, beautiful voice.
That's Tita Ruth, my tita.
Hello, Tita Ruth. Adele says, hi, Pearly Ann, so proud of you. Sweet voice.
Thank you.
Chike Hazel says, OMG, you sound amazing.
Thank you, thank you.
And CJ is sending claps. Yay!
Well, yeah, that was lovely. So, what made you choose that particular song as your performance?
So I'm really into ballads and like just a lot of songs that have emotions in it. So I really like the version that Sarah Geronimo did. So I wanted to sing it today for you guys.
It's awesome. Well, it's
Very
a
nice.
great song. I love the song. Loved you singing it.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, it sounded great. So, let's talk a little bit about the concert coming up as well. What type of songs will we be hearing from all the different artists, I guess?
Okay, so very interesting. Thank you for asking that, actually. So previously, I was known as Elisa Datu. That's my government name.
That's what I know you as.
Yes, exactly. And then it turned into Lysa Grace back when I was in like The Voice and everything back in 2017. So that was my name for a bit. And then came Lysa Grace last year when I released my first single on Spotify, because Lysa Grace was already taken and I didn't want to have the same name. So this mini concert is kind of like me reintroducing myself in so many different ways, in a way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because so I'm introducing myself as Lysa Grace now in the mini concert. And so my set with my band will be it will have a bunch of different sounds that are from my influences. So there's going to be some jazz, some R&B, even some funk, neo soul in that, and some of my originals that have not been released yet. So it's very,
Cool.
very exciting. So it's just a whole new sound. And of course, I didn't want to like different to what I've done in the past, where I was the performer or the main kind of event of my own concerts. I'm actually opening the show for my students, so it kind of is also just highlighting me as a coach on top of all of that. So some of my students, like Pearly, I have about 16 to 17. Sorry, I didn't mean that was so awkward. 16 to 17, that's why. 16 to 17 performers. Some of them will be using the band, and so I'll be directing the band for that. And some of them will be tracks. So it'll be a whole like versatile night, different sounds, very, very kind of unique. And that's what I'm going for. So introducing myself as not just a singer, but I guess director, coach, and producer kind of ish.
I love that.
That's
Okay,
awesome.
I actually forgot you were on The Voice Philippines, right?
Yes, The Voice Teens.
How was that?
Oh wow, it was so memorable.
Yeah.
It definitely it opened my eyes a lot to. It was very pivotal for my discipline because the shooting days were ridiculous. I was there for 13 to 14 hours, just for like a 1 minute interview on camera or like the actual show, and so a lot of really, you know, blood, sweat, and tears went into that kind of phase of my life. Made a lot of good connections, good experience. It was very humbling, you know, to be around people from a different country like the Philippines, the motherland, where all of this came from, the talent and everything, to see everyone like on top of it. You know, they're all belting like crazy. They're all belting like crazy. They all came from different areas of life, and it was just so humbling for me.
That's amazing. Actually, well, why don't we ask this one? Chick Hey Hazel just asked a question. As a singer, or as a singer, I guess, do you ever get haters? Have you ever had to deal with haters?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Anything you do in life, there will be haters. Singers especially, because everyone, you know, to each their own. Everyone has a different cup of tea. Everyone hears things subjectively. There will always be marites, always in the Filipino community.
The gossipers, Scott. The gossipers.
Yes, the tea
Sorry.
sellers.
No, that's cool. Yeah, it's good question there, Chica. And I think your answer is perfect, because I think any time you do anything where you put something out there, right? And again, I guess with the internet, but even before the internet, people were like that. But it's more so now because everybody kind of has a voice of their own to put out there. But like,
warriors.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But anytime you put anything out there, people are going to judge it, and some will judge it in a way that's coming from a place of either jealousy or just like it's. Especially for, I don't know, this is how I kind of think of it, but like somebody who's not putting anything out there themselves, you know, but kind of wants to, but like maybe doesn't have like the courage maybe to do it. It's very easy for that type of person to just try to tear other people down. Yeah. Because
projection.
And so I find you just gotta, well, I would say how do you deal with it?
A lot of it is to try to fixate on the positive ones. You know, I actually do this a lot with my students. I do a lot of this kind of psychological work with them when they're singing. I have some students sometimes that get very frustrated with themselves when they can't sing a song right, and I always kind of try to call them out for it. I page them and I'll say, you know, it's fine to reflect and see negative things within yourself, but also give yourself positive things about yourself. So it's like, give yourself maybe 3 things that you liked and 3 things that you could improve more on. So similar with handling haters or handling constructive criticism, I see it as an opportunity for growth. You know, like I said, I like challenges. So if someone goes, oh, like you're too simple, I'm like, oh, okay, I appreciate that. I'll try to see what I can do with it. But otherwise, if it's like, you know, the senseless ones, then just focus on the good stuff. Yeah.
What about you, Pearly? Because you've been performing now for almost a year.
Yeah.
What has it been like for you?
Honestly, I feel like I'm my biggest hater when it comes to like singing, but I'm getting better at just like taking in the negatives and also taking in the positives so that I don't like tear myself down. So what I've noticed is that, because of my nerves, I can't always like produce like the best sounding and like the most stable performance, especially from the start. But as I get used to it, I feel like I just keep on taking in little techniques also from Ate Lysa, like the different like criticisms and as also like things to work on. And I feel like after some time, I just try to take in 1 or 2 things every time I perform, so that I don't really like take in too much of the bad stuff. Yeah.
It's good. Actually, I like that answer, how you said it, how you're your own biggest hater. I mean, you don't want to hate, not necessarily hating yourself, but
Critic.
I do
Biggest
find
critic.
it, because I feel that way too. And I think that's how I've kind of dealt with it. Like, I realize, I think the most important thing is you have to like what you're like what you're putting out there.
Yep.
Yeah, right. And then you also have to have enough confidence in yourself that, like, if it's good enough for you, then what other people think almost doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So I think I've talked about this before, but I have my version of, like, It's Raining Men, right? My rock version on my channel,
Which is a great version. You should watch.
well,
it.
I like it, right? I'm happy with it. But there's a comment that somebody commented, and I pinned it as the comment.
Ooh,
but
I
it says
wanna see it.
like, this is the worst version of this classic song that I have ever heard.
I'm
right?
literally gonna go to
Yeah.
it right
And
now.
I found the comment funny, right? And I pinned it because it's funny. But the point is, it's like, you know, that person is allowed to watch what I did and not like it, right? He doesn't, you know, and if he can even voice his opinion publicly on a comment section, that's fine. But the thing is, I already know that, like, I like it, right? And I'm happy with it. Now, when I listen to it, I can hear things that I'm like, if I could go back and tweak a couple things, I'd probably tweak them. But there's nothing in there that I'm like, in my mind, no, that's a good version. It's good enough. I'm happy with it. So if I'm happy with it, it doesn't matter if other people don't like it. Like, I am my worst, you know, if I think there's something wrong with it, I'd either take it down or not put it out there at all. So I think the way you deal with it is just being okay with what you like is enough. And you don't have to, like,
I mean, there's
opinion doesn't touch other people.
19,000 views on this video.
Wow.
So
It did pretty well.
You actually did pin it.
I know.
Quite possibly one of the all caps worst versions of this classic song that I've ever had the misfortune to listen to.
He said possibly. It's not
possibly.
for sure.
See?
Because
You know
there's
what?
still other versions coming.
Yeah.
in the pipeline.
Yeah, he left a window open for, like, maybe. But again, the point is, like, I try to make sure that nothing I put out isn't at a level where I'm happy with the quality, at least, you know? Like, you almost have to have the high, in your mind, like you said, your own harshest critic. You have a high standard in your mind. As long as you've gotten as close to that standard as you can, who cares what other people
People are
think?
legit
Like,
in these
whatever.
comments. Well, I agree with you. It isn't the best version. You apparently found it much more offensive than I did.
Yeah, people are funny. But that's the other thing. Like, again, that one's got 19,000, which is a lot of views, but it's not even a lot in the grand scheme of, like, you know, imagine if you had a video that's getting millions of views, right? In millions and millions of views, some people out there, it doesn't matter how good it is, somebody's not going to like it.
Of course.
So you just kind of got to just, you know.
It's a great video.
that.
It's a great cover. They perform it live all the time.
Beautiful.
Mind
Link
you,
is
though,
in the description after the show.
it might also, though, be some of, like, the worst version of that classic song that
Quite
you've ever
possibly.
heard. Quite possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So-
like it.
I like
I've seen you
Yeah.
perform it a few times. I like it.
It's one of my favorite ones to play.
And every time you do, it gets stuck in my head. So please don't do it for a while.
And every time it gets worse and worse and worse.
It does.
Lower to the bottom. But good question there, Chick A. Hazel. That's a good question.
Monzon Media says, amazing performance, Pearly.
Thank you.
And Noel says, clap, 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 clap. Oh, question for Pearly from Monzon Media.
Yep.
What was it like to have your first solo concert last year? What were some of the positives and negatives?
Okay, so what was it like? I think that at first I was very against having a solo concert just because I didn't feel like I was prepared enough and I didn't have enough enough experience to do such a thing. But afterwards and like deciding to do it and preparing for it, I felt like it did really well and I got to sing some of my favorite songs, and I also got to release a solo song at the concert, which was very good. And I felt like I got to really see like travel through different like genres and see what my voice could do, because I usually sing like sweet songs or like soft ballads, but my final song was One Moment in Time.
Ooh.
And that was really like pushing my range at the moment.
Yeah.
So I felt like just the whole experience was a really good learning experience for me. And some positives I would say was that I think that the crowd really liked like the whole concert as a whole. I got a lot of good like feedback from it, from the
Yay.
crowd. And they were also very supportive, and there were light sticks. I don't know. I just felt it was very a supportive crowd that night. I think negatives, I would hope to have more preparation for it. Because I think it was probably after my 3rd ever performance.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, I had like some sessions to like practice and rehearse, but maybe I could have done just a little bit more preparation for it, just so it could be an even like stronger performance from myself and from everyone else that was part of it.
Would you do it again?
Oh yeah, for sure. It would be so fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, and
I mean,
she would take everything she learned and put it into the next one. Yeah.
exactly. And I
Yes.
feel like you've been performing now for a year. I
Yeah.
think it's time.
Yes.
Showcase how you've grown in the past year from your first concert to now. That'd be cool.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I should think about that.
You should.
Yes.
And the next time you're on, we'll be promoting your show and not
Coming soon.
Coach Lisa's.
Yes.
Pretty soon.
Lisa, do you remember your first performance?
Sorry.
She's laughing. Oh my goodness. You know what? I was performing very, very young. So I do have like very blurry memories. I've always been that kid. Even if you watch like those old home VCR tapes,
Yeah.
as a 1-year-old kid, I had like a mic in my hand and I was just screaming things.
She was
and I was,
belting.
yes, and I was never scared to get on a stage as a kid. But I will talk about my PIDC performance.
Oh, yes, do it.
That's
Right.
Regine. Oh my goodness. So it's still on YouTube.
Yep.
I remember it because I had someone at the time was teaching me things, and my performance, I was in a gown, like an evening gown, and I remember this vividly. But funny enough, I don't remember performing it. I just remember just watching it.
Was
what
it at the
like.
Mabuhay Festival?
No, that was a different one. That was a nice one too. But the actual pageant itself.
Oh.
So this was this the talent portion?
No, I'm
or?
looking for
Okay,
The
it.
talent
Yeah.
portion, little PIDC, Little Miss
Little Miss.
Philippines 2010, and 10-year-old little girl comes out in an evening gown. It's quiet. She's waiting for her song to start. She gets on the floor and lays down on her back, and she's singing the beginning of The Voice Within. And
I remember that.
Yes, and then like halfway through, I get up and I'm just like on my hand like this, and I'm still on the floor. I'm still sitting on the floor in my gown, and then I get up and I even stepped on my dress a little bit with my heel, so I had to it was not a smooth stand up at all, and then it turned into it was like a mashup of The Voice Within and I'm Telling You. So it ended okay. It ended pretty well, but it was just an interesting. People still talk about it.
Where was this?
Korean
Korean
cultural.
cultural.
Was I there?
No.
I wasn't there?
I don't know. I have never met you yet.
So I wasn't the MC.
No. It was, you were not MC. No. It was, I know for because I was after you, it was Tito Patrick and Tita G. So it was not you. Oh my God! Here she is.
Sounds like it was a good performance.
Here
Oh,
she
she's
is
lying
lying
down.
Watch. Hang on. Let me just. Here's this little girl walking on stage. Scott, you can see it from the other camera.
Yes.
Okay, hang on. I see.
Oh, yeah, I
shadow.
see.
Here she is.
Oh yeah.
And there
And
she
Lisa,
goes.
everyone was my family was so confused.
So your family
a
didn't know
nap.
you were going to do that
My
either?
parents did, of course, but my relatives that were there,
Oh.
they were like, "Why is she laying down in a gown?"
The floor is dirty. Get
Oh
up.
my goodness, it was so dramatic, but yes, it was a really nice performance. That whole thing, I mean, that was very pivotal. I mean, for after Regine too, we both.
It was
came
our
from
first
there.
pageant, yeah.
And then we performed at Mabuhay, and just
That was
so-
intense.
Yeah.
We did a lot. I remember Mabuhay Festival. They did a whole thing.
Yes.
There's a whole. It was like a Glee number.
Yep.
Do you remember? We did
Yes.
a whole because Glee was big back then, and it was literally all of us just in Glee how they all do their own little musical performances.
Yeah, kind
I
of.
sang. Ew! I remember.
You sang?
Oh no!
Wait, for the talent portion you sang?
For that one, yes.
I gotta find that.
No.
just
No.
see
You'd find
Regine
it somewhere.
It's on YouTube. But that's wild.
Yeah. That was
I was
13 years
19.
ago.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, we just exposed her age.
It's fine. Scott's older than me, so it doesn't matter. Oh.
Oh,
That's
just
a first.
turn that little key
She got
looking thing
so
there.
This
into
thing.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
turn
think
it.
that should stop it from turning, right? Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
So
yep.
yeah.
That was
so funny.
a lifetime ago.
Wow.
I still have. You
And
know what it
Regine
is.
sang.
You know what it is. And I say this. I think I said this to you earlier. Anyone can sing as long as they have the confidence for it. And I had the confidence for it.
Or
All right.
delusion for me.
Mine was delusion and confidence.
yeah, exactly.
All right, Regine solo video coming out soon.
Yes.
Now that we know.
At my concert.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, no! I'm busy that day. I'm seeing a pageant that day. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, is that the same?
That's a Canadian National Miss. So you're
I'm gonna be there
busy that
too.
day too.
I
I'll
wish
be
I
there
knew
too.
that before coming on the show, but okay.
Oh damn!
I'm joking, I'm
well,
joking.
sorry. We just learned about her show yesterday.
Speaking of the show, where do people get tickets for it, or how does it work?
Yeah, so actually the poster is still yet to be released. It's going to be released within the next couple of days.
Okay.
And then there will be some information, but for now you can contact my father. His name is Jerry on Facebook.
I
You
miss
can add
your
him as
parents.
Jerry Datu. His phone number is 416-418-7037. Shoot him a call or a text. He loves new friends, so
He does.
He loves to talk. I'll warn you. And he's watching right now. Hello, Dad. He asked me for a shout out.
Oh, I
There you
miss
go.
your
Shout out.
parents.
And Mom, of course.
I miss your parents.
Yeah, so you can add any of us. So Jerry Datu, Grace Datu, or Lysa Grace on Facebook, and just get in touch with us that way.
Perfect. August 28th.
27.
August 27th,
Yes,
everybody.
27. It's a Sunday at 5 p.m.
Awesome. And it sounds like it's going to be an amazing night. And we got a little taste of what we're going to have.
Yeah.
And you're going to be singing a little bit later on in the show.
Yes.
Actually, Anna, one thing I wanted to ask. I read this. I want to get your guys' opinion. Okay.
I'm actually looking to see if the Mabuhay. Oh, it is.
She's so quick with it.
Wow.
Just found everything.
Well, like how blurred. Look at that quality. Look at that quality, though.
Oh my.
Wow.
Okay, this is something I found
Ooh,
in
there's
Toronto
me.
Live. Are you singing?
No, I'm right there, though.
There you are. You look the same.
Thanks.
There you go. Okay, so here's something from, I guess they have something called Urban Diplomat, which I think is kind of like people write into like the newspaper and get like advice. I think it's one of
Okay.
those. So this person wrote in. It is Toronto Life magazine.
Okay.
Dear Urban Diplomat, my wife and I just moved to Toronto from the Kawarthas. Kawarthas is like,
Kawartha Lake area?
yeah, it's like small town or more like
Northern.
Yeah, not big city. As it happens, we have friends who live a few streets over. Okay, so they moved to Toronto, and they already had friends who lived in Toronto already, who live a few streets over from where they live now. So we've started showing up at their house unannounced. Such behavior is quite routine where we're from, but I'm getting the impression that it's not welcome in the big city. Every time our friends open the door, they seem a bit confused, and they rarely invite us in. Is the drop-in dead, or should I start texting ahead of time?
Yes.
Thoughts? So Regine says right away. So yeah, in general, is it a good idea to just drop in on somebody?
No.
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 No, like, everyone is so busy. Like, I understand the Kawarthas. It's very chill. Like, think like cottage country.
Yeah.
We ain't cottage country. We go to cottage country for a reason, because in Toronto, everyone is like, if I were to be like, knock, knock, knock on Scott's parents' door, are they going to let me in? Well, maybe. But, like, would they be
Yeah.
happy that I just show up unannounced? No.
Yeah.
Or maybe they would.
Yeah, I would say generally, like,
Your parents are different. If I were to knock on your door, would you be like, hey, come on in? You'd be like, what the hell are you doing here?
Yeah,
Is
that-
everything okay? Why are you here?
yeah, I think that would be right. I guess, and especially like for
I'm just in the
starters,
area.
like one, I might be working / streaming, so I might literally be in the middle of something. Mm-hmm. And then if I'm not, like if I'm just chilling watching TV, like I'm probably
You're probably
not,
naked.
Yeah,
and
I'm
you don't
probably not
wanna-
dressed.
Hello.
That's the thing. So I think I was thinking about it, like what would the situation be where that would be fine? And you can imagine a situation where, like, even maybe, I guess again, let's say outside of the city, but even a few years ago, where you knew that the 90% of people had a job during the day, say 9 to 5, and then evening time, everyone's kind of just relaxing, right? You're usually
Depends.
not, right? But like it wasn't like now where like who knows what's going on in the evening or something, or usually people are home and, oh, come on in, sure, yeah.
But some people got to clean their house.
That as well. Yeah.
I only clean the house when people are coming over.
yeah.
Me too.
Right?
Yes. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm in a big family, so I have to clean the house when people come over. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I find that disrespectful. You know, it's kind of like disrespectful to your time. Of course, like, I would love to see you, but
Let me know.
you let me know. Just a quick text. It'd be different if, like, a time where it might be acceptable is if, say, it was a friend you were talking to maybe the day before and they knew you had like a rough week or something,
Yeah.
and they're showing up to surprise you. Of course, like, those are gestures.
Yeah.
But if you're just showing up to my house, eating
show
my
up.
food, like, and just sitting on the couch using my electricity and everything,
Yeah.
then it's different.
Like because I'm imagining, like, I've seen movies, you know, that kind of start that way, where it's like the doorbell rings, it's like, hey, and it's like family from out of town have just shown up. So that must be based on something. That must be a thing that people do or used to do.
Maybe.
But yeah, I've got to say, it's you got to text first at the very least to let people know, even just to get dressed or get ready or know that they're coming.
Exactly.
Get dressed.
I mean, well, yeah, that's part of it. But then the other thing is like several things have shifted. Like, even calling somebody has changed, right? Like, nowadays it's almost rude to just call somebody. You should text them to let them know. You should text them to say, hey, are you...
I don't do
Can I
that
call
to you,
you?
though. If I need, the only time I call you is like, Scott, I'm about to go on air for the pageant stuff. I need your help.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
That's
That's because I think generally our generation, like, nowadays, if
an
you're calling
emergency.
somebody, it's I'm calling you because it's an emergency. I need this information right now, and it's
Does it give you panic though when someone calls?
there's definitely what I notice is when I get a phone call, especially like 90% of calls now are like telemarketers. That's the biggest thing, right? But it does always, like, I find myself having to like psych myself up almost to, like, okay, I have to be social for a second. You know what I mean? And I think that's probably why, like, I prefer to let somebody know that I'm gonna be calling you, just so you can be like, all right, you know.
What about you, Pearly? Sorry.
Oh, back to like the house
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I also find it very disrespectful. So last month I was in the Philippines and we like have a new house. So, you know, we're like chilling in the new house trying to like, you know, really soak up its greatness. And basically at like 5 a.m. in the morning, some people just like knock, and it's like family, so understandable.
Tito Jr., are you watching?
Five in the morning.
Yeah, 5 a.m. in the
Gosh.
morning, and they would be like, "Oh, do you have like pasalubong, like
Oh my
anything
God,
to give?"
no,
Like, you know, that type of
that's
stuff.
the worst.
Me and my dad usually like laugh about it, and my mom too. Like we kind of laugh about it, like, "Oh, why are they so early, and why are they like knocking?" Some people just like open the door.
Stop.
No offense, that was crazy for me. No offense to my family.
They're
no
all
hate.
watching, girl. They're all watching.
Yeah, but that was like super crazy for me that they would just like open the door and come in. One time I had a lesson with Ate Elisa online, and someone just started like ringing the doorbell and knocking, and I was like, it's
yeah,
kind
I
of like
remember that.
8 a.m. like
8 a.m. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what it is? What was I gonna say? I think it's Filipinos. We're very hospitable.
Very.
If there's no food in our kitchen and you show up, what are we gonna give you?
for real.
Yeah.
Like I have to offer them coffee
We
when
gotta
they
give you
come
something,
in.
right?
Yeah.
Like here's some water. That's all I got. You showed up unexpected.
But I guess even from that story, I guess it shows though, like, again, the cultural differences it's very different depending where you go, right? Like we even saw this person in the Kawarthas, which is I'm not even
Vacation
sure
mode.
where is the Kawarthas.
Kawarthas is like north more, so it's like towards cottage country.
Yeah, but it's like what? So maybe a few hours away at most.
Yeah.
But you see, like it's very normal there to just
Is it though?
pop on over and yeah, I guess.
I
don't know.
guess. But do you remember, like, as a kid, I don't know, you call her Ate, and I'm a lot older than her, so maybe not your generation. But, like, you remember as a kid, you can just, like, go to your friend's house and you know they're there in the summer and be, like, knock on the door and then you're out for the rest of the day?
Yeah, but again, I think that's because it's a different sort of when you're a kid. Like generally
different.
speaking, kids don't have any there's no responsibilities or things they have to be doing.
I
so
mean,
like
in high school, and now that I think about it, a lot of my friends, maybe because they knew that I never left the house because I wasn't allowed to,
Yeah.
they would all just show up randomly, and I remember I'd see them out my window, like, I gotta change.
yeah.
Like, ah.
I think it shifts a lot once you become like an adult because now people they got responsibilities. They're more busy, so it's probably.
I just felt
Where it
really
changes.
old there for a second. I'm like, you call her Ate. I'm a lot older than you. Oh my
Not
god.
that much. You don't look that much older
You
than
do
me.
not look
actually.
old.
Not at all.
I'm older than both of you, but thank you. But you're older than me, so it's okay.
Am I?
You both
You
look
are.
really young.
Yes.
We are. We're both incredibly young. Thank you for noticing.
Yes, you look and are young. There you
Yeah.
go.
She just said you look, okay?
But yeah, so text people first. Is that all we all
Or
agree?
just ask.
No.
Be like, hey, you busy? Can I come over?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. If someone were to do that, I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
Would you like make up an excuse, or would you be straight
I'm not
up?
home.
Oh, but then you'd be home.
Or just be like, I'm busy. I don't know. Like I'm actually that person. Like, hey, what are you doing today? So
Yeah.
I give you everyone's excuses. They say, no, I'm busy. I'm at work.
Yeah.
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 Like I'm very like unless I'm actually busy doing something, it's very rare that I'll be like, no, don't come here, right? But I do
I'll
think
test it this week, guys.
well, there is the weird thing of like we even saw with these people. They say they show up at their friend's house and the friend doesn't even invite them in.
Because they didn't clean.
Yeah, the friend just like, oh hey, yeah, thanks for stopping by. All right, well, see you later. You know.
You're like, oh, hi, nice to see you. Could
Yeah.
FaceTime. This could have been an email.
Yeah. You know what? I also wonder if one of the differences for that is, in a city, right? We're up much more. Everybody's more on top of each other, so maybe that's purposely like people sort of value their like space more because we see millions of people all the time. Whereas if you're out in a smaller area where your neighbors are further away or like you don't see as many people, it's almost like so then you're kind of craving some social interaction by the end of the day.
Or
Yeah.
is this pre or post pandemic?
I think it's pretty recent. Let me see.
Because if that's the case, I find
I mean
that
that's true.
after the pandemic, then it's different because we're so used to not wanting people around us or in our homes.
Yeah.
It's more of an outdoor.
I think this is
gathering.
post because this is July 21st, 2023. This article's from.
Oh, that's like a
Oh,
few
there
days
you go.
ago. Yeah. So
Yeah.
maybe if you did that 2 or 3 years ago, it would have been a different story.
Yeah. In fact, here's what the person's response was.
Oh, there's more.
Well, this is the response like what the Toronto Life
Okay,
magazine
tell
said.
us.
The drop-in is still a thing, but people's comfort levels vary.
See?
So maybe your friends are neatniks who like to tidy up for guests. Whatever their reason, they have given you a clear signal, so why not act on it? Texting them beforehand is a good way to assess the situation. That's right. You've already narrowed the distance between you and them by 150 kilometers. No need to overdo it. I agree with that.
So you should have just finished reading before.
Well, no, I wanted your
I'm
guys.
kidding.
I wanted your guys'
I'm
opinion
kidding.
beforehand. But yeah, I will say, let's just speak for the city of Toronto. Generally speaking, unless you really know the person.
Give us at
No.
least 2 to 3 days heads up before you show up.
Yeah. Well, like for example, like I know, like I can come to my parents. Like I don't have to let my parents know that I'm
I
coming.
know. I feel like I can do that with your parents
Yeah.
too.
Although even then, I kind of usually still do, just to let them know, hey, I'm on the way over or something, you know. But
Put some clothes on, Dad. Okay.
but outside of like that, I don't think there's anybody's house where I would just walk up and knock on the door. Like I wouldn't. I don't know. I feel weird doing it, and I would feel weird if it happened to me.
I'm gonna just go randomly show up at your place one day this week and be like, "Hey, Scott and girlfriend, can I come in?"
I'll just look out I'll look in the peephole. I'll be like,
I'm not home.
yeah.
You have a peephole still? You don't have a ring?
No, I don't
in
have
a
a ring.
condo.
We're in a condo. Although some condos can put a ring.
We have a camera. I just noticed it earlier. We have a camera outside our door, and I guess one of our neighbors' kids realized that we have one. And I just looked, and the kid's waving at the camera.
Oh, that's nice.
And I'm
That's
like,
cute.
why are you in front of
So-
my house?
So I guess you have a ring.
I do.
How is it?
Well, so my family's pretty big, like I said. I have 3 younger siblings and 2 parents. They all have the Ring app, so they get the notifications. I don't. I hate it. I hate it. It's so loud, and it's just like, and it catches certain things like motions when people are walking, and so it just like rings all the time.
So
I
every
don't-
time so it's motion. So it's not recording all the time. It's motion detection.
Correct. It's motion detection, and then when it detects motion, it
records.
records.
I see. And every time it rings, it makes a noise.
That's correct.
You get notified.
Yeah,
Or-
you get a notification, and then you can obviously like you can see
mute
them,
it.
you can talk to them, which is cool. I like that feature for sure.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't get it on my phone. If not, I would put it on silent for sure.
'Cause it's
All right,
just
mine's
annoying.
on silent.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
nice.
that's the one you can like even if you're not home, you can like talk to the person through the Ring camera, right?
Exactly, from anywhere in the world.
That's kind of cool.
Did you guys watch that movie Missing?
No.
It came out in the theaters.
I don't watch a lot of movies, remember?
Oh yes, that's right. It came out recently, like maybe within the year.
I don't think I've seen it then. No.
It was pretty cool. And there was this one time, like, I almost got convinced to download the app on my phone, because it's a story about a girl. Her mom has a new boyfriend. They went on vacation, and the mom goes missing. So she goes full investigation mode. Like, she's messaging everyone, and the mom's out of, like, she was like in Spain or something. And she's on her laptop doing all her work, and you see like a ring notification when like someone comes up to her door. She's like, wait, that's weird, like nobody should be coming here. And it'd be like, oh, someone's at your front door on the laptop. And I'm like, that's kind of cool to have. I don't know, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I might have to get one of those one day.
I like it because, like, you know, when like I'm that person, when someone knocks on the door, I freeze. I'm like, oh my god, what if they know I'm home? Do you get that? Like, do you get anxiety when someone knocks on your door unexpectedly and you're just like
I think more when I was younger. When I was a kid.
Literally, because of where I literally like, can they see me through the window? Like, I will dunk and like creep down.
I guess in a condo, I don't have that issue anymore. I don't have a window. Like, if you're knocking on my door, you can't see in at all.
No, it's true. But I'm just like, nope. Or like, I mute the television. I'm like, no one's home. No one's home. And now with the camera, I'm like, I see you. You can't see me.
That's so
Go
cool.
away.
Yeah.
But in a condo, don't you still have the buzzer system?
Yeah.
Your condo is really strict.
So then how can you get in without unannounced then if he has a buzzer?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess sometimes if security recognizes you, or sometimes like people follow people in. Like, I've had times.
I did follow someone in.
right.
Yeah. Well, like I've ordered food before, right? And they bring it right up to my door.
Okay.
Right? And they have my buzzer code because you give it to them so that they can buzz you up. But I've had times where, again, they must have just followed somebody in, or security let them in, because sometimes like there'll just be a knock and the food will be there. And like, I didn't know they were coming. So there's a way, but again, because there's a concierge and all that stuff, like it's very, very rare that like you're gonna have a random person knocking on your door just for that reason.
I was gonna buzz in when we did the photo shoot, and someone went in, so I went in with them, and then your security guy is like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "What's his unit number?"
Chick Hazel, what's a condo? A condominium? It's like an apartment building. Yeah,
a fancy apartment building.
Yep. He also asks, where did the frozen pillow come from? It's been here forever. It's always been here.
It's been donated by Scott's parents.
Yeah. Aww. But it's been part of the show
ever since we moved here.
Since we moved to the studio.
I kind of took it from Scott's dad and then just stayed down.
Yeah. And where did it come from? I guess the Disney store. Actually, wait, does those exist? Is Disney Store still a thing?
It did when we started the show.
Are they gone now?
I think it's gone.
I think
they're gone.
Yeah, they're only in the States. Makes me so sad.
I used to really like going to the Disney Store.
I love the Disney Store.
I used to like that. They used to have the huge thing of stuffed animals at the back.
I love. They had that removed for a long time now.
No, I guess I wasn't. I just remember anytime I go to a mall, I would always go. I very rarely bought anything. Maybe that's why they had to close them down. But they were. It was just always one of the places that as a kid I liked to go.
It's the nostalgia of it.
Yeah,
for sure.
I have a picture where my mom like put me in the stuffy pile and then took my picture.
Oh, that's so cute.
I don't know where that picture is, but I know that it exists somewhere.
That's nice.
Yeah. But anyways, and just looked at the time. I don't know if you ladies have a hard stop.
No.
We're
no hard
good.
stop for me.
So we can keep going for the rest of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I brought clothes to sleep over. So
that was the plan. Good.
Yeah, there you go.
Really good corner.
There you go. I know. I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable.
It is a very comfortable. It is a very comfortable place to be.
It is.
Well, we do have. Well, we are going to hear from your singing,
Yes.
but we do have one more segment that we need to do. Do you guys know what this is?
I haven't played it. No, I know what it is though.
I know what it is. I haven't played it either.
All right. Okay. Well, this is, yes, for everybody watching, the classic game, Barrel of Monkeys. And we have a segment that we do on every episode. And we're going to do it here today. It's a competition.
Oh, wow.
All right. And I know you guys were talking about, you don't get so nervous, you get a little nervous before
nervous.
performance.
I'm the most nervous right now.
This is the biggest performance. This is it. This is everything. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing this week's edition of the Barrel of Monkeys World Championship. Nice. All right, so I will take a moment to explain how this works, okay?
Please do.
So,
This
is the game.
Losing her mind
That's
right
the
now.
cutest intro. It's so awkward.
got monkeys. Real monkeys. That's we take things very seriously here. So
It was
the
filmed
game
in
starts.
Scott's backyard.
Exactly. So this is the barrel. It sits on the table. It starts. There'll be 1 minute put on the clock. Okay? I will say 3, 2, 1, go. You grab the barrel. Pour out the monkeys. You take one monkey. Use it to pick up another monkey. Use that monkey to pick up another monkey. And use that monkey to pick up another monkey, and so on. So you're trying to get as many monkeys linked onto in a chain as possible. If you end up with 2 monkeys on the same monkey like this, that will count as 1 monkey. What we're counting is links in the chain. Okay, so this would be 1, 2, 3, 4 monkeys. The one in your hand does not count towards your total. Okay, when a minute has elapsed, you can freeze so that we can count the monkeys, and yeah, as many monkeys as you can get in 1 minute.
Who wants to go first?
Yeah. Do you have any questions? Anybody have questions?
Can we link 2 at the same time?
If it happens,
If it happens, it happens.
Yeah. If it happens, it
Okay.
happens. Yeah. You can only be holding the 1 monkey in your hand, and then yeah, whatever happens down
You
there.
can't use
whatever
2
happens.
hands.
Yeah. So who wants to go first?
I can go first.
Okay.
Let's
Do it,
get this
coach.
out of the way. That's what they say
Yeah.
when you're nervous.
Yeah. You can slide that over. Find yourself a comfortable position to pour the monkeys out,
Why am I so scared? Okay.
because this is serious.
very serious.
The world champion. You can tuck the microphone in,
Oh,
All right.
so
which
then the
way?
wire doesn't push it in.
Oh, this.
Yeah, just move it
There you go.
anywhere it's comfortable. Okay, so we've got 1 minute on the clock. Okay.
She is nervous.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready
I'm
for
sorry.
it?
I am very competitive, so if I start screaming.
No, this is good. This is
I'm
very
the
good.
same way. Don't worry.
Okay, so here we go. Time on the clock, and 3, 2, 1,
Go.
go.
Scott, your
Oh,
camera.
Okay. I feel like if you're like shaky, this is not good.
No.
Oh wow.
Oh, it's hard.
This is hard.
You can do this.
Okay. Boom.
Just don't panic.
breathe, Lysa.
Exactly. Breathe. Take your time. Remember all of your training.
Not me practicing diaphragmatic breaths.
You got
Oh
this.
gosh. Okay.
That's it. There you go. Yeah, you go. Yeah.
Ooh,
Very nice.
ooh,
Okay,
wow.
that was good.
Oh, she like.
All right, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. 23 seconds remaining. Very nice.
Wow, you're good at
15
this.
seconds. You can do this.
Turn around. Listen to me.
5 seconds.
Listen to me.
Ah! Oh my gosh.
The best part is you can hear her scream. She
And
doesn't have
time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 monkeys?
Should I put it back in?
Yes, please.
Yes. 6 monkeys. That's not bad.
Not too shabby. Could be worse. Could be 1.
Make it extra mumbled for Pearly.
So, how do you feel? How do you feel about your monkeys' performance there?
I feel like I could have done better. Oh wow, that's on.
That's okay.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda, but yeah, didn't.
Yeah,
You know
I
what?
could have
For
done
your
better.
for your first time ever, I
That
think
was
that was a
great.
respectable performance.
Thank you. What is the highest you guys have gotten?
tell you
We'll look at
later.
that after.
Oh,
we'll look at all
no.
the
Don't
scores.
tell me.
Oh yeah,
Let's
that's right.
go, Pearly.
All right, so Pearly, find yourself. You can move that out of the way. Find yourself just a comfortable spot to pour the monkeys. So you can maybe rotate it. Yeah, like that.
Way.
Yeah. There we go. All right. So is that a comfortable spot for you?
Yep.
Push that forward a little bit. Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Bum, 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 bum,
Okay,
bum,
here we
bum,
go.
bum, bum.
So got a minute going on the clock, and 3, 2, 1, go. It's all right. Just don't panic. Just keep it together. You got this. You're doing great. 45 seconds remaining. All right. Okay. Ooh, nice move there. That was a nice maneuver.
Nice technique.
Okay.
Okay.
She's like, okay.
30 seconds. That's it. Nice and easy. This is a respectable time. Oh, okay, somebody jumped off. Let's see,
20
recover.
seconds.
20 seconds remain.
Ooh. Ooh.
You can do this.
That's all I hear. Ooh.
Oh,
Sorry.
get him back 10 seconds.
Okay, don't apologize. Slow down.
Okay.
5, 3, 2, 1.
Time. And count those monkeys. That looks like a good
1, 2,
one.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wow. 8 monkeys.
Okay, girl.
I'm so disappointed. Good job, Pearly.
That wasn't bad at all.
That was
8
really good.
monkeys, right?
There you go.
Okay. All right, let's take a look at the standings. I just realized I didn't update them from last week as well. I forgot to do that. But that's okay. We'll look at what's not changed. The most ever is still 10 monkeys.
Ooh, you got so close.
James Nickel of Cleveland Sound Lab. Second place, Scott Dion Brown, Thea Asadilio, and Regine Alaina, 9 monkeys.
That's me.
But Pearly, with 8 monkeys, sits very happily in 3rd place with East of Nowhere, Jenna Marie Donnelly, Anna Goldsmith, Leticia representing Team Canada Galaxy, Mika representing JDL Cupid Arch, and Alona Fiandaca. 8 monkeys. So not bad. That's quite good. And with 6 monkeys, Lysa, you're sitting in fifth place? Yeah, 5th place, tied with Timothy Ng, Nina Kiri, Garson Carroll, and Chad Beloin. That's some great company right in there. You got some great actors, some great musicians.
They are.
So there you go. What an incredible, just an incredible performance. That concludes this week's edition of the Barrel of Monkeys World Championship.
I love it.
So, thoughts on your performance there?
I think that might have been one of the most nerve-wracking performances of my life.
You know what? I agree. It was. And I will also say that I think you handled it very well. I think you,
Thank you so much.
came out on top. You didn't panic. You just kept it together. You know what I mean?
You clearly did better than Lysa, so.
I definitely panicked. I'm sweating right now. It was very stressful, but I would obviously love to thank my fans and my support system for always having my back.
Yep.
Thanks, Dad, for cheering me on. I know you were.
Yeah, it was a big moment. It was a big moment. And you got to rise to the occasion in the big moments.
Yes.
Well, our plan actually, and I know we talk about this a lot, and I think we should talk about it more off air, is actually bringing a lot of our guests back on to do a full-on episode where all we do is just the Barrel Monkeys World Championship.
Awesome.
Yeah. And we should talk about it. It's funny because every episode we talk
always
about
say-
this is the plan, and then after the show ends, we never talk about
Let's
actually
talk
making it
about it
happen. Okay, yeah, let's try to make it happen
Thursday it is.
and just make a really great episode of it. And we got to get you guys back and see who's the ultimate Barrel of Monkeys competitor. That would be really cool. Okay, well, before we wrap things up, obviously we're going to finish the show with a performance from Lysa. But before we do, why don't let us know social media, where can people find you, where can people follow you, and all of that stuff. And then also let people know about the concert one more time.
Oh, okay. So my Instagram is Pearly Ann E, so PearlyAnnee. And I also have Facebook, Pearly Ann Ellarde. TikTok, I recommend you don't follow it.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and you too, Pearly Ann Ellarde.
I've just realized I've been saying Ellarde the whole time.
Alert.
Ellarde.
Yes.
I learned something at the very end of the show. Perfect.
It's okay.
Okay, so I'm going to add all those links into the description, so I'll get them from you one more time afterwards.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
Awesome. And for me, it's Lysa Grace on Instagram _LYSAGRACE, and Facebook as well under Lysa Grace. And you can also find me on YouTube, but for now it's still under my previous name, which is Alyssa Grace, ALYSSA Grace. That's pretty much it. And the concert is going to be promoted everywhere on social media as well. Once again, it is August 27th at 5 p.m. at the Stage Magna.
Awesome.
Perfect.
And I'll add all those links in the description down below. So if you're watching this not live, just go right down there right now, and you'll see them all there. Regine, where can people find you?
You all can find me on my YouTube channel for the Pageant Sit Down, where next week, not this week, next week, we will have an amazing guest. If you want to check out this past week's episode, it's already there. Link is in the description. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok. You can follow my TikTok at It's Regine Alaina, which is right here. My pageant coaching is also pageant coaching, period. Regine Alaina. If you are competing this summer or in the fall, I know there's a lot of pageants coming up. Make sure you reach out. For the month of July, I am providing during the day sessions, which is easier for some people who are on summer break. So let me know. Scott.
Huh?
That's all. Where can people find you?
You can find me right here, where you're watching this very video, youtube.com/Scott Dion Brown. That's the best place to find me. Because not only do you get the sit down, you get the gaming, you get the vlogs, you get the music, you get the comedy sketches, the unboxing videos, everything that this wonderful channel has to offer.
And the worst version of It's Raining
And the absolute worst version of the classic song, It's Raining Men, that anyone has ever heard, quite frankly.
Link is in the description after the show.
Exactly. YouTube.com/Scott Dion Brown. You can also find me on Instagram and Twitter. Scott Dion Brown.
You use Twitter.
I do.
Just kidding.
I don't know if Threads is catching on. I heard that it had a huge uptick, and then apparently it really dropped down.
I feel like people just got Threads to get Threads and then just left it.
Yeah,
That's what I did.
In fact, we're gonna have to talk about Threads maybe a little bit later on down the line. But anyways, I'm on Threads too at Scott Dion Brown, because who isn't these days? But yeah, Instagram and Twitter. But all of those other social media sites are. Actually, I've posted like nothing on Threads. Anyway, all the other social media sites are just a satellite for the YouTube channel. That's the best place to find me. You can also follow the show, The Sit Down with SDB on TikTok, The Sit Down with SDB on Insta, Sit Down Scott on Twitter, The Sit Down with SDB on Threads, and The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown on Facebook. You can also listen to the show and watch the show on Spotify and listen to it on other podcast platforms. Just search it up, The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown.
And my stomach just grumbled. While you are watching here on YouTube, there is a link as well to get your own sit down mug. So make sure, if you want to join us every Sunday with your
Sip like
mug,
a champion, people.
like a world champion of barrel monkeys.
That's right.
It is all there. You can get t-shirts. Now there's sweaters, which I'm super excited about.
It's everything.
It's all there.
Everything.
Support the show.
Yes. Lysa and Pearly, thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
And before we end with your performance, you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, so the song that I'll be singing today is a classic Bee Gees song, How Deep Is Your Love, but it was revised, or the version of PJ Morton himself, one of my favorite performers, singers, pianists, everything, and Yeba, one of my favorite singers, so I hope you guys enjoy.
Awesome. All right, why don't you make your way over to the microphone, and what I'll do is just thank you all for being here.
Thank you to all of the viewers. It seems like we've had another international chat with us today. Thank you, Philippines, for joining us. I know it's midnight there right now, but thank you for spending your Sunday evening, Sunday morning, now lunchtime with us.
And we're going to give you guys a little performance, a little lullaby, if you will. Amanda Jose says, feedbacks makes your performance stronger. Good luck and congrats. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. That's a good point. All right, so you let me know when you're ready over there. You're good to go?
Yes, I am.
All right.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, closing out the show, please welcome to the sit-down stage, Lysa Grace.
Summer breeze, keep me warm in your love, then you softly leave, and it's me you need to show. How deep is your love? Is your love? How deep is your love? I really need to learn, 'cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down when they all should let us be. We belong to you and me. I believe in you. You know the door to my very soul. You're the light in my deepest, darkest hour. Yeah, yeah. You're my savior when I fall. Yeah. And you may not think that I care for you when you know down inside I really do. And it's me you need to show. How deep is your love? Is your love? How deep is your love? I really need to learn, 'cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down when they all should let us be. We belong to you and me. Is your love? How deep is your love? I really need to learn, 'cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down when they all should let us be. We belong to you and me. Thank you.